Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the collective and what your dreams are telling you. Collective, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Collective, I hope that you're doing well. These are a series of videos that I'm doing, readings that I'm doing in response to a poll that I took on my community page about what people would like to know more about. And many of you voted that you would like to know more about what your dreams may be communicating to you. So I'm using two decks for your reading today. This one I've never used on the channel before, the Fan Toad Pack. And for your tarot reading, the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans, which is amazing. I use a lot of her oracle decks on the channel, but not really her tarot. I've already pre-shuffled Fan Toad, and I pulled the card for you, which turned out to be the Stones. The Stones. So I like this deck because it's really stark. So you could be, my ears ringing a little bit. You could be experiencing some obstacles, because this is kind of what I felt when I touched the card, that there's like boulders and obstacles in your way, or it could be a reference to Stonehenge, which I don't know is obvious to everybody else, but it was quite obvious to me. Or not just Stonehenge, but ancient sites around the world, ancient relics, like the pyramids, right? Machu Picchu, things like that. These relics where there are huge, like, monoliths and these wonders of the world that we can't really explain how they got to be where they are. And some of the stones in the pyramid are like 2,000 pounds each. And the technology at the time when it would have been built was what we believe non-existent, though there are many theories about that. But you could be dreaming about places like that. It could be past life dreams. Maybe you've had past lives there. The fact that there's 3 stones depicted here is relevant. Obviously, the number 3 could be a significant number to you, but it makes me think of, when I think of the 3s in tarot, I think of collaboration, I think of celebration. The 3 of Swords is also a heartbreak card. But if we're looking at stones, then it makes me think of the Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles is collaboration and co-creation with spirit. But they're situated very peculiarly, very peculiar. And so you might be running up against these in your dreams. You're going to come up upon these things that feel like it's almost like they're emitting an energy from them, like an electromagnetic energy. So in your dreams, like, it's like maybe you want to touch, or maybe they have something inscribed on them. I really feel like this group, whoever chose this reading to watch, you're having dreams about your past lives. I feel that very strongly. I'm also getting petrified wood, petrified, when something is kind of crystal, when a biological material is turned crystalline. That's kind of what petrified wood is. So I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I did. 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. Just the general message that you need to hear today regarding your dreams. This is for the collective. Okay, 6 cards came out right off the bat. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So we start with the Father of Swords, or the King of Swords, in the reverse. It's a stunning card. The King of Swords is somebody who is an authority figure, who is an expert in their field, a person who is very discerning. I attribute the King of Swords to Gemini energy. So you could be a Gemini or dealing with a Gemini. Very wise, and wise beyond their years is what Spirit just said. But the eyes are very striking with this owl. It's like almost, the eyes feel almost unrelenting is the word that I wanted to use. Like judgmental almost. A little bit of judgment. When this card is in reverse, there seems to be a Spirit is kind of showing me like an immature energy, like what happens to us when we feel like we're not in control? Just think about the last time that you felt like you were not in control of a situation. How did you handle it? Most people don't handle that well. They might react impulsively. They might say things that they don't mean, or say things without a lot of consideration to someone else's feelings. Their anxiety might be heightened, and then they might be, because their anxiety is heightened, everyone around them is super stressed out. So this is kind of what Spirit's giving me in terms of the Father of Swords in reverse, like someone who is normally very much an expert and in control and knowing what they're talking about, suddenly thrust into a situation where they have no idea what they're talking about. Or they don't know, it's not even to know what they're talking about, but they don't even know how to approach it. They're not in their wheelhouse. They feel off guard. This could have to do with a work situation. 8 of Pentacles, represented by this spider web. Very beautiful spider's web, very controlled. This is very controlled. So put these 2 cards together, and this could be, you know, this impasse for some could be talking about a work dynamic. Because the 8 of Pentacles talks about where we invest the majority of our time, effort, energy, and resources. For most people, that's work. Some people, that's family, or both. It's almost like Spirit is kind of telling me that what they're really showing me is that this lack of control makes the King of Swords want to pick up this sword and just cut through everything. And now they're muting this ear. So I feel like your spirit guides just came in. They've really muted that ear, like a lot. It's like cutting through. You don't really need to cut through a spider's web either. They're very delicate. So to take a sword to a spider's web would seem like a little bit of overkill, you know, like a little bit of, it's too much energy applied to something that doesn't require that much energy, you know what I mean? That's important for some reason. Think about, it's almost like if you're devoting too much energy in trying to plow your way through a scenario, you actually might be working against yourself or wasting energy, wasting time, wasting resources. It could be something here. Maybe in your dreams, the problem, the impasse, seems a lot bigger to you or a lot more complicated to you than it actually is. Maybe when you're awake, you know this. So I'll give you an example, like, this is very personal, but I'll just talk about it. So I had a brother who passed away a couple of years ago at this point, and we were estranged. We didn't get along really in life, and there's a lot of trauma and wounds wrapped up in all that. Anyway, sometimes I dream about him, and in my dreams, I'm still irritated. I'm still stressed out. I'm still aggravated. And this person is no longer in my life, at least in a physical way. And so it always seems like a mess, like this mess that I just want to get out of. And then I wake up and realize, what demons am I fighting? Past resentments and past hurts. It's not a factor anymore. It's a factor emotionally, but it's not a factor physically, or it's not a factor, like, that person is no longer in my life. So it's almost like I'm making myself stressed out when I don't really need to do that. But my dreams are kind of bringing all of that to the surface. I'm sure it's something that needs to be dealt with, of course. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that in my actual dream, I'm arguing, I'm fighting, I'm pissed off, I'm all these things. I'm feeling all of these extreme emotions. And then when I wake up, I feel angry, but I'm like, there's nobody here to be angry at, you know? So it's something like that. It's kind of like complicated like that. I'm sure that's a much more complicated issue, but that's the example that Spirit's giving to me. Can I get a clarifier, please? Here's that Three of Cups in the reverse. The Celebration card, but in reverse, right? So this sense that we're not in this place where we can kind of herald in a new day. That I feel like there's some kind of resentment energy or regret energy happening right now, especially given that example. You know, Spirit gives me examples from my own Rolodex, my own memory, to be able to communicate messages to you. So they may bring up a dream that I had about my sibling, but it's just to exemplify the feeling behind it, which is resentment or annoyance or regret or a lack of control. And that sense of, you know, are we trying to you know, take a blowtorch to an ice cube? You know, it's something like that. This could have been something that is, because now Spirit, for some reason, this energy became really vibrant. The web became almost like I was looking down a sound, like a speaker. And you know how there's some speakers, they have the woofer and the subwoofer, and the bass makes it go like this. This is how this card was looking when I put it down on the table. It was going like this, almost like frequency, broadcasting. It's like an echo in time. This like, the Spirit is saying, like, family lineage healing. Family lineage healing. Breaking lineage curses. Something like that. Interesting. The next two cards coming out. Mother of Pentacles. Daughter of Pentacles. Could be dealing with a mother-daughter situation. That's pretty obvious to say, but it's also showing up pretty obviously. So it's almost so obvious as to not ignore it, because it's in its own way a synchronicity. Mother of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. It's two cards that are, you know, really authentic, loving, beautiful, abundant, curious. This one is a card of curiosity. All taking place in the material world, the 3D realm, the place where you and I can affect change. There's this comfort. See how there's this comfort here? The little baby. Whereas before with, you know, I was seeing at the beginning of the reading this kind of control issues and blowing things out of proportion. I feel as though these are different entities now. Okay, Spirit just said, like, your spirit guides, your passed away loved ones, your ancestors that are kind of watching over you. They're cradling you in their spirit. Because this, unlike this energy over here, which feels very fraught, this energy feels very comforting. It feels very innocent and loving, quite beautiful, quite serene. Like, look at the lines in the background, this really subtle gradation of color. Very serene, very calm. So in your life, you could have these kind of opposing forces, divine masculine, divine feminine, opposing forces, and you could be the one stuck in the middle. Can I get a clarifier for the Mother of Pentacles and the Daughter of Pentacles? Okay, Seven of Swords in the reverse. This is the Seven of Swords in the upright. Keeping one eye open. Always on guard. Seven of Swords is a little bit of trickster energy. Talks about somebody who is trying to gain the advantage in a situation without making a lot of fuss or drawing a lot of attention to themselves. Because as you can see, we have 6 swords up here. Well, where's the 7th? It's right underneath this fox. He's hoping you don't notice. It's cute. It's a cute card. The card is in reverse. No one in this scenario is trying to hide anything, not trying to mask anything. Come as you are. Spirit just said, come as you are. Come as you are. This feels very, very vulnerable, this energy, especially this one, like by themselves. When we think of deer, you know, at least where I'm from, they do deer hunting. Not all the time, but just It's actually the government that does the deer hunting. But my mom and I, when she's driving me to work sometimes, we'll see deer in the woods, and they're just so stunningly beautiful. They're just beautiful creatures. But they are rather exposed, But this card kind of tells me that it's by design, it's on purpose. There's nobody trying to play any games, nobody trying to trick anyone. This Father of Swords here is problematic for me. In the reverse. In the upright, it would be great, but it's not in the upright, it's in the reverse. It's problematic. It's in and of itself an impasse. So there could be some father figure issues happening. Next up is, whoa, that's very interesting. Next up actually is this card, which is the Two of Cups in the reverse. But I immediately wanted to show you this card, which is the Mother of Swords in reverse. So this is a divine counterpart, Mother and Father of Swords, both in reverse. I don't know why I wanted to skip ahead, but Spirit wanted me to skip ahead. This is Libra energy that I attribute it to Libra. Mother of Swords in the upright talks about somebody who is trying to, she's a truth teller and a truth seeker. Like this is how I describe the Queen of Swords. She's somebody who already knows what the truth is. She already knows it. She just wants to know if you know what the truth is. And she's going to test you. She's that cunning. She's going to test you. She already knows what the answer is, but she's going to test you to see if you know what the answer is. In the reverse, it's almost like a total rejection of looking at the truth. I don't want to see it. Don't tell me about it. I don't care. I'm looking in the other direction. Clarifying this Two of Cups, which normally would be divine partnership, connection to the soul space in reverse. So this is kind of, overall, this reading is for somebody who is or has experienced a breakup of some kind, watching parents divorce, going through your own divorce, trying to keep the peace, dealing with somebody who can, sometimes be a little dramatic in their reactions to things. This is somebody turning a blind eye to it. I'm going to get a clarifier on that. Why is the Mother of Swords in reverse? Four of Cups, represented by the rat. Four of Cups talks about apathy, complacency, not really acknowledging that Spirit has something better. I just feel like this whole reading is like, I'm just trying to keep the peace. I relate to that card. It's the plight of the middle child, to keep the peace. I think this is something that has followed you throughout lifetimes. And I think that your dreams are trying to show you a way to breach beyond this scenario for yourself. Because keeping the peace is just about keeping the status quo. And there might need to be a shakeup of the status quo in order to lift out of these energies, because they feel heavy. They feel burdensome. They feel like an obstacle to you. One last card of advice, please, Spirit. Yeah, look. Five of Wands. I hate fives. Why do we have to end on a 5, Spirit? It is what it is. Spirit doesn't make mistakes when they choose cards. The 5 of Wands is chaos and conflict, but it's inner chaos and conflict. Spirit is lovingly asking you to look at what is going on within your heart, what is at odds within you, what is making you feel like you're betraying yourself, and to call those things out by name. Because when you call them out by name and you say them out loud, then you can start to eliminate them, deal with them, right? But as long as they kind of stay in this place where I'm in denial, I'm not looking at it, I'm not seeing it, it's just always going to perpetuate. It's always going to be there to the point where it's showing up in your subconscious. So Spirit is kind of telling me that we need to really look within and not be afraid to call it out. I'm going to pull one card. I didn't do this for the other readings, but I'm going to pull one card from the Wisdom of the Oracle for you. And I'm going to read from the book because I feel like this pile really needs some different kind of advice. Colette Baron Reid advice. Number 7, to the sea. To the sea. Being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life, when events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. The protection message: when external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow, even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach. Ancient mariners say, an ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. So that's your reading, collective. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you.